Right, I'm going to film a quick homebrew Wednesday. I haven't done one for a while, purely because I don't know, sometimes I've got like beer reviews and kind of equipment reviews, and I'm kind of unsure that just kind of me being on the camera and rambling is what people want to see. But anyway, I thought I'd sort of compile a few things that have gone on in the few weeks. One thing I did have to do was I had to get rid of the waltz paddle or whirlpool paddle as it's called, and aeration paddle, like a dual thing from the malt miller, purely because of the fact that for some reason it didn't fit my drill. And I think it's nothing to do with the fact that it won't fit anyone else's drill. It's just for some reason the drill that I had, which I thought was a decent drill, got given to me a while back, a Makita drill, I just wouldn't take it in the chuck. And without kind of like buying a new drill, I just thought, this isn't working. And I'm really gutted because it was a tool that I thought was going to be great for what I needed it for. I needed it for the whirlpool in my brew in a bag setup, and also for aerating walks for kits and things like that would have been fantastic. But I thought, what's the point in holding on to it if it's not going to do anything? So, Malt Miller finally, agreed to, take it back, and I just basically used that money to get a kit, a couple other little bits, and I got the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale kit that Malt Miller sells. I've done a little video. I haven't really kind of filmed the whole brew day footage. I did start filming, and rather than get the whole camera out, equipment and the lighting and whatnot, I got my phone out on the tripod and that, just because the lights in my kitchen put a flicker on the video, which is why at times I get the umbrellas out and whatnot just to get rid of that light. I think it's something to do with the halogen bulbs and the resolution and whatnot. I don't know the ins and outs, but it doesn't make a good video and it looks poor. So the phone kind of cut past that, and it was quite a bright day, and I'd pressed record and it just kept recording. And before I knew it, the camera phone was full up, and I was trying to edit it on the phone, and I just decided, no, I'll just be done with that. I was going to just put the footage up in the corner and that. I mean, a lot of people complain they don't see the whole brewing process and that, but I don't know. I do need to sit down and do a brew day one day when I can find a time to get the whole free house to do start to finish, But the brewing about brew day is such a simple process. It's kind of like to do it for each kit would be the same video, with just minor hop additions and different yeast. It's kind of, I think the end result of the beer versus the commercial version is the main thing, or what the beer actually tastes like itself. So I had the commercial version. Well, I kind of drunk it weeks before I started the brew. It's been a week in the fermenter. I got thirsty one night and there was no beer in the house, and I just thought I'm just going to drink that, so I need to pick up another one. I've just knocked up a brew kit this weekend, which is the Munson's Director's Courage. I've had the beer a few times, but I thought it was interesting that they're starting to bring out new beer kits and that. I mean, I've got to admit, I was excited to see that because it's a beer you see in the supermarket, and when you see the kit, everyone's done the Wherry and things like that. I'd love for them to do Fuller's London Pride if they did that, and I think I messaged Hammerphone Brew and he said if they did Fuller's ESB as well, how fantastic would that be to just do that. They could do the Pride, the ESB, the Chiswick Bitter, something like that. Well, I have to say I'm not a big fan of the Chiswick Bitter, but maybe Bengal Lancer, ESB and Pride, but definitely Pride. I think Pride would go down a storm if they actually had a Fuller's London Pride beer kit, but I don't know, maybe they don't want to. Does it devalue their brand? I don't know. Why haven't they done it sooner? Maybe they will, who knows. So I've brewed that, so that's two kits that I've got on the go at the same time, which is going to call for a lot of bottling in the next couple of weeks, which I'm kind of not too looking forward to. But with Christmas coming up, kits are kind of the way forward, whether it's all grain or a normal 2-can kit from several years ago that I used to do, purely because the time saving. Even now, with getting a crushed bag of grain is so much kind of easier. I know it sounds like it's not a chore, but kind of like living in the flat and getting out of the loft, it's just like when the grain's all ready, the hops are weighed out, it's just done. It's just so much easier. So big kits for a couple of times, and I'm almost considering just before Christmas I might pick up another one of them fresh wort beer kits from the malt miller, just because beer is just so good from that, and it's just easy. I'm lazy sometimes, and for the price, I know a lot of people say it seems expensive, but what I would say is, like, make an order up. You're going to make an order. get your grain and whatnot, stick that on. You're only going to pay one delivery charge, and you're getting fantastic beer. I mean, you know, I'm not selling it here by any means, but I just think it's fantastic that you can get brewery grade, you know, work from, you know, a commercial brewery that you've never been able to get that before. Who offers that? And especially not in this country. It's kind of, you know, it's something new, and I think it's an exciting, you know, way forward. I'm hoping it takes off to the extent that, you know, one day we can have a range and possibly even be told who they're from. And, you know, imagine if, like, I don't know, people would say Brewdog, but would that ever happen? But could you get, like, you know, Punk IPA, fresh wort beer kit? I don't know, who knows, but that would be quite a cool thing to be able to get that from certain breweries. But even if you weren't told, just to get the quality of their beer for you to ferment at home. I mean, you can still balls it up, don't get me wrong. You could kind of, you know, ferment it at the wrong temperature and whatnot. But, you know, you're getting a better grade of, you know, beer prior to you starting it than you'll ever get in any kind of, you know, beer kit that you can get off the shelf. So there's that. Trying to think. I've got a few new acquisitions as well. I'm currently supping a beer I picked up from my local beer shop, and I'm drinking out of one of these things. There'll be a video review of this coming up, and this thing's been a beauty this weekend. This is filled up with 2 litres of Dark Star Hophead at the moment. Sitting by the TV, one of these is it's easy and dangerous, I'd say. And I've also got the beer, not a beer review, a snack review coming up. And I finally ate Longstraw's pork crackling that he sent with the apple sauce. Oh man, I'm kind of in snack heaven. It's just like they were so tasty. One of I keep saying every pork crackling is the best one, but that's kind of up there with the black pudding pork crackling I had. Just the dipping sauce added that extra element and the bits of crackling. Amazing. I mean, pork crackling. It's just, anyway. I'll stop rambling. Other than that, I just reviewed the Fast Ferment. That video is already up. Most people have seen that. I'm not sure too much what else I'll be getting before Christmas. I wonder if anyone else out there is getting some kind of, or hoping to get some Christmas presents, brewing related ones. I do need a new malt mill. I don't, and I do. I was kindly given my one by Hamilphone Brew. It's the Corona style one, and I mounted it in the bucket. And I mean, I don't really need a new one, but it's kind of like there's need and there's want. But the thing with the kind of the hopper style ones, where they hold a lot more grain, and they kind of got the 2 steel rollers, you can churn through that grain a lot quicker. So I don't know, if I get some money I might. I'm unsure. It's one of the things I don't really need, but it'd be nice to have a kind of a newer one. But who knows? That's about the only other kind of, you know, brewery edition I want to do. And the one other thing that I am starting to get into, I'm dipping my toe, but I haven't got quite in there yet, is I'm going to start definitely next year some water treatment on my brews. I did kind of sort of tell myself at one point I would never get into that, but I'm thinking to myself, why not? Why not just have a little dabble and see what you can do, see if you can change the beer that you produce? Because I know for a fact that some of the beers that I produce are not, I'd say like 90% of the beer that I make, I personally don't like, and I can taste something wrong in it. I give it to other people, they might taste it, whether they're being kind, I don't know, but it's just, I feel that it could be better. And I think if you've got the ability to make it better and the time, it's worth doing. Because if you only brew, you know, once a month, you know, what's a few extra minutes of kind of, you know, working out how to do the water chemistry side of things to be able to make it better. I know I don't have the fermentation control part of it in the flat, but I think, you know, especially in the winter time when the temperature is a bit more stable like it is now, the thing that is letting me down is possibly the water treatment. I'm definitely noticing in the lighter beers. The darker beers and the hoppier beers hides a multitude of sins, and the darker beers are fine, but it's just kind of a lighter beer. And even sometimes a bitter. I can't make a really decent bitter in the flat, and it's just, I don't know what it is. So I want to kind of try to hone my skills a little bit and try and improve some of my beers. Possibly even send one off to a, you know, one of these competition type things where, you know, someone actually judges your beer and gives you a verdict on that, just to, you know, just for a laugh. So that's it for me. I've had a bit of a ramble. I haven't had one for a while, so cheers.